Hello, everyone. Just checking in. I got some new parts for the 64 finally. We had some bad weather here in Texas, and that really delayed the delivery. So, the first thing I want to show you guys is this 3D printed steering wheel. Um, I really like it. I don't mind the stock one, but I think this, once I get it chromed, it's going to look really good. I'm not going to paint it silver or chrome, I'm just going to send it out to chrome. So that's really cool. I also got the low profile tires, and they come with all the hardware, the spinners, the nuts, and you can obviously see it's a pretty good difference. I really like it. It was not difficult at all to install the wheels themselves. I went into my little RC toolkit that I have for my other trucks, and I'm pretty sure there's another way, an easier way, but this is the way did it. I took my 5 millimeter wrench and I just kind of stuck it underneath both sides of the spinner and pried on it a little bit, wiggled it out of there, and you could see it's secured because it sits over the nut. You just press it on once you're done. Then I took my Traxxas key to remove the nut. If you don't have the Traxxas key, you could also take the 7 millimeter tool from your kit and you'll be able to remove it as well. So that was pretty cool. I really like them. Very simple and fast. I also got the car cover. It's not necessary, but my stuff, my bench and all my other hobby stuff is in the garage, and it tends to get pretty dusty in here, so it looks kind of cool, and it wasn't expensive. I think it was like 20 bucks. By the way, the steering wheel and the wheels I got at Redcat Racing, their website. I also wanted to show you guys that I went ahead and replaced the battery. I'm running a Venom 2035C LiPo, 7.4 volts, 2 cell. Remember to change that little jumper to the LiPo setting. Once you do that, you're good. There is some Velcro that I used. I placed some Velcro here on this wire bracket and back here. I thought it was gonna be wiggling around and coming off, and it was just gonna be a pain. I originally put it here, but it was very difficult because of the shaft here to install and uninstall, so I just moved it back here. Yeah, and it doesn't, I hopped the car, I drove it, and everything's good. I also had to solder some connections here. The connections didn't come with the battery. This gray and yellow is what came with the battery, so I had to get the blue and the orange and gray from this package here. I don't know anything about connections and batteries besides the Tamiya connections, the Traxxas connection, and the Redcat banana connections, but this seems to be a Smart Technology SPMX CA301 IC3. I think that's the part number or how you would search it up. Once I soldered that, I tested it. It worked great. I'm really happy with it. Eventually, I'm gonna I'm gonna cover this up with a styrene sheet, obviously paint it, get the 3D pumps mounted and the 3D printed batteries as well, and cut the trunk open, and I think it'll look really cool. I know they have the mob audio out there. It's kind of expensive. I don't know if I want to spend that much money on that. And I believe you have to connect it to the radio and the electronic speed control. It just sounds too complicated for my simple ass, so I'm just going to stay away from it. I do have this space here for maybe a Bluetooth speaker, a little square one. I don't know. I may do that, and I'll have to possibly place weight here to compensate for the weight of the speaker. And if I have to, I got these wheel weights that I bought so that I can, compensate for the weight as well. I also went ahead and soldered the The original battery, uh, I cut off the original connections and I soldered this aftermarket connection. So in case I ever want to use it, I still can. Obviously, I won't be able to charge it with the original charger it came with from Redcat. I think I can charge it with this. I actually haven't tried it. But when I bought the battery connections aftermarket, it came with several connections. This here is the Traxxas connection. I did have a problem charging it at first. Those brass connections were pushed down all the way. So once I moved them up with a flathead screwdriver, I was able to charge the battery successfully using this Traxxas charger. So this is the Velcro that I used. I used a 3-pound Velcro for the battery. It seems to work great. Like I said, I hopped it a few times and the battery just wiggles, but it doesn't actually fall out. I also have spare weights that came with the car. I believe these weights equal the amount of weight that the battery has in case you want to do something like this. Like I said, I'll place these here and then hop the car to my liking. I don't really like the teeter-tottering a lot. So, and then I'll put a styrene sheet over that, paint it, make it look real nice. Let's go ahead and look at the weight of the weights. That's at 13.7. So now let's weight the battery. The battery is at 13.6. So that's pretty close. I'm going to say that it's the same amount of weight. These weights equal the same weight as the battery. So, yeah, man, I really like this setup. I'm really happy with that battery. I highly recommend you guys to do that in case you guys want to do what I'm doing or something similar. I've seen guys move the batteries around, but this little battery was like 40 bucks, I think, at the hobby shop, and it seems to be doing well. Actually, I don't really mind it. My runtime was the same, or if not a little bit more, and it still hops. You know, there's nothing really different, other than I got playroom in the trunk now. So I highly recommend some of these parts, if you can afford them. I know that they made the front suspension parts available to print to take care of that camber or that toe that's in there like that. I just don't know anybody that prints them in that scale, but eventually I'll get that taken care of. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this kind of shines some light. If you guys had any questions on the wheels or the steering wheel, or was just curious how other people have done it as far as moving the battery goes, this is the way I did it. I think this was the most difficult part, having to solder that, but most hobby shops will do that. As a matter of fact, my hobby shop did it. I can do it. I do have everything. They just charged me like $5 to do it. So it was for that and the battery. So it was worth it. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope it helps, and stay tuned. I'll be posting another video when all this gets done.